Hey, Marilyn. Hello. Happy Tuesday. Robin, how's it going? Sorry, I've always got to adjust the camera. Isn't that ridiculous? It's going off the table, and I had some technical difficulties with my phone. Gabrielle, hello. Janice, Barb. Hi, hi. As you're popping on, say hello. Hey, Barbara, I'd like to know who's watching. And we are going to give it a minute and let some people pop on, but we're going to talk about doing a sort of monoprint with the stencil. So it's another use for your stencils. I know we like to try to find different ways that we can use things. So happy Tuesday. Oh boy, I'm seeing a spinning wheel. Hopefully that's just my computer. Everybody seeing everything all right? Hey, Mary. Oh, here's everybody. Mary Ann, hello. Okay. Here's everybody. Okay, so what I was saying was we are going to do a type of monoprint with our stencils and ink. Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. So I did a few before, and these are just on the Dina Wakley mixed media tags. This is not Lost Shadow. I didn't have it yet. I just got it today. I haven't cracked that puppy open. But it looks like our delay is pretty slow, so I'll try to keep up with it. This is with, here, let me show you what stencils I used. This one is a Tim Holtz stencil, right here. This one is one of the Stuff by Belle stencils. And this one is just a fun stencil, but it's got more of these like patterny cutout ones. These are stencils that I've designed, so I'm going to show you with these. So that's a couple of different kinds of stencils. I will say that if you're using something that has a direction like these letters that and you want to see them in your monoprint correctly, flip it over and go backwards. All right, there's a little tidbit. Okay, so let's do one. All right, let's do these hearts since Valentine's is our next holiday. Is everybody seeing everything all right? Gabrielle said she wasn't seeing anything. Am I still there? Okay, you can, Robin? Everybody else see okay? Okay, so these small minis work really well depending on the size of the stencil. You can also use the large ink pads. I like to use Distress because they're very water reactive, and that is how this technique works. All right. So, hey Susan. So what I did was, if you can see over here on the white heart, this is the heart stencil. And what I did was it just took some Valentine-y colors. So let's use these. This is, I don't have all the minis. I need to build up my collection now. Oy, oy, oy. This is Scattered Straw, Kitsch Flamingo, Speckled Egg, and Saltwater Taffy. Okay. So really all you do, it's just the smooshing technique, except you're smooshing on your stencil. All right. So randomly smoosh. This isn't all going to show up on the stencil, but of course I like to cover the whole thing because I never know what part I'm going to use. So you're just going to smoosh, smoosh, smoosh. All right, that was Scattered Straw and Kitsch Flamingo. Now some Saltwater Taffy. You want to fill in most of the space on the stencil. How was everybody today? It was kind of cold, wasn't it? It's like one of the coldest days in a while. I think it was like maybe 18 degrees when I went out today. Okay, so you've got, can you see, you've got your ink on your stencil, all right? And I like to pick it up and then just give it a wipe underneath. But what you're gonna do is take your sprayer. Of course, you guys know why I like the Distress sprayer. And we're gonna spray. All right, so it's just about seeing how it looks. You want the bubbles to be kind of big because you want them to move. So, you know, not too much, not too little, but you're gonna want the ink to move around. So that looks about right, okay? And then you're going to flip it over, and I'm using another Dina Wakley tag, and set it down over here. And then I just have my flour sack cloth, and I just press it down, because what you want is for the water and the ink to move around and connect with the paper. And if it gets on, you know, if you get some of the color in the hearts, no biggie. Okay, and then pull it off and hit it with your heat tool. Now, you can get another print with what's left on your stencil here, all right? I just like to hurry up and hit it with my heat gun so that it doesn't move around too much. Here, let's have this little sample from the March class that I'm working on designing. Give it a little bit more water, and then we're just going to use up that ink. All right. And then I will show you what we got. This one's going to be lighter, of course, because we've already done a print. A lot lighter, but it's a great background that can be used on a card, on a layout, and this just uses up my ink. But here's the first one that we did. So look at how you can get the print. And it's just a test of, you know, how much water. I might have used a little bit less water and gotten a better print. But I am going to do this flower one I want to show you on this big stencil. These ones that are like these cut out more like a mask, they're really fun to do too. So let's use Rustic Wilderness. Let's see, Mary's asking, what would happen if you used regular paper like a photoplay card base? Well, number one, a photoplay card base isn't really regular paper. Their paper, I believe, is 110 pound, and if I am not mistaken, they claim that it is a heavier paper that you can color on. So I don't have to check that out. But I do know that they just don't use a regular, like a copy weight paper. They do use a heavier paper for their card bases, so you could do that. And you're not using a ton of water, so I think that you would be okay. Which stencil, Gabrielle? This one? This is my design that'll be coming out soon. You guys are getting a sneak peek of some designs that are not out yet. So if you're talking about this flower one, watch the store because it'll be coming out soon in various sizes. Okay, so let's put some green. I'm going to be a little, well, I'm going to try because it's going to move, but I'm trying to draw with my ink pad the green on the stems just to give the illusion, right, of a stem, because it is a watercolory mixed media type technique. Okay, and then I'm going to use scattered straw and do some smooshing on the flower part. All right. Oops. I'm not used to these little mini ink pads. I'm usually using the big ones, but I will say you have a little bit more control over the small areas with these little ones. And if it started to dry, you would really be okay, because why? This ink reacts with water. All right, just like clean that up a little bit. All right, I'm gonna move it back over. This one's gonna be a doozy to pick up, you guys. So you're gonna see my big sausage fingers trying to pick this thing up. All right, I'm gonna spray some water on there. After you do it a couple of times, you'll kind of get an idea of how it needs to look as far as how wet it is. You want the ink to react with the water, because that is how, you are going to get your print. All right. Dun, 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 dun. I haven't done it with this one, so you guys are seeing this the first time, but I thought it would be a good one. I might not have put enough ink. We'll see. Press it down. Oh, not too bad. Probably a little bit more yellow would have been good. I'll do this circle one too. That one will be interesting to see. This is also a new design. Let's see, Mary's asking, what if you laid the paper on top of the stencil? You could do that, I think, Mary. Let's try it this next time. Then I wouldn't, what are you saying? Then I wouldn't have to use my sausage fingers to pick up the stencil? All right. So look at how fun this background is with those flowers. Just using your stencil, kind of doing a monoprint. Really fun with a watercolor mixed media type look. And you could probably get a little bit more up here. Let's see. Not a fantastic print, but anyway. Okay, so you see that. Let's use this circle one, and we'll try what Mary was suggesting. I'm going to use this big ink pad and just kind of show you. You will definitely have ink coming through, so make sure that you're working on your craft mats, because this has got a lot of open space, right? You know what color this is, Uncharted Mariner. I think that the new Lost Shadow and Uncharted Mariner colors are going to be perfect partners, and I probably will use them a lot. Okay, let's see what we got. Use the dark pink too on this one. All right, I'll slide some in there. See what happens. Actually, you know what's really pretty with this? Saltwater taffy. That I know because I've done it. Well, let's see if we can get some. I kind of went all over with the blue. All right, let's see what we get. Can you guys see how that looks when it's wet, to kind of see how it needs to be when you're doing a print? That wasn't very smart. I used my wet towel. All right. Oh shoot, I was gonna do it the other way, wasn't I? All right, I'll do it again. Let's see. Put some more ink on here. All right, sorry if you're asking me questions. I'm paying attention over here to this. What you might get by doing this is not a really good print, because you're because the water is sprayed through the stencil. That's what I'm worried about, but let's see. All right, that is pulling a print by, oops, putting the paper on the stencil. So you certainly could do that. The only thing I would worry about is the water going through these larger openings, and then it might get onto your paper. Okay, so any questions? This one that I did earlier turned out really well. I used a bunch of these little ones so I could really get some color down, but isn't that fun? I mean, I'm having fun doing all of these, but even this star one. Please let you know when the circle stencil is released. All right, I will do that. We usually try to make an announcement on the Facebook page, and it usually, the new product gets shown, Gabrielle, on our Scrappy chat, which is every other Saturday. All right, so yeah, this is I've got about 12 new designs that I'm working on, so there'll be some new ones coming out, ladies, but I am excited that you are looking forward to it. Okay. Any questions? I know the delay is bad, so I'll wait a second. I really like the way this flower one came out. No questions? All right, well, then I am going to say good night. I don't know if you saw all except for the last 4 colors, which is one color that hasn't been released, the Lost Shadow, the Uncharted Mariner, and Lumberjack Plaid. Those haven't been released in the minis, and they won't be until after the last color, but they're doing them separately now, so you don't have to buy the new colors in the 4-packs. So we do have all these little minis in stock at the store, along with the oxides, which you could do this technique with oxides also. All right, ladies? All right, so stay warm, have a good night, and we shall be talking to you soon. No, that's right. All of you Gnome of the Month Club people, tomorrow morning is the new gnome. I'll be seeing you live then. Nighty night.